Are you living other people's values? From my experience, as both 40 odd years of being a human being and 20 years in the fitness industry, 10 years of doing what I do right now, one of the things that I've realised that often underpins our unhappiness is that we're not living our lives in line with our values. And that's often because we've never really got clear on what our values are. We have in mind certain things that you could call values, but sometimes they're just what you might call societal norms. They are punctuality, politeness, etc., which are kind of just really a given. Whilst we expect them, they don't get us up early in the morning, make us work late at night. They don't drive us and make us want to do particular things. They're just almost a given. Or we've adopted other people's values, our parents, our teachers, society as a whole. And without realizing it, we're living life in a way that even if we end up doing the things we set out to do, doesn't necessarily make us happy because it's not what is important to us. And the clearer we can get on our values and the more we can try and set up our lives to a large degree to enable us to live in line with those things, the easier happiness comes. And how we find those values is actually by looking what we do with our resources most readily at the moment. So ask yourself, what do you do with your time, your money, your mental space? What do you learn about the most, read about the most? What do you talk about the most? What are you most interested in? How do you already assign those limited capabilities and resources? And that will give you an indication as to what is truly important to you. If you don't spend hours every day and thousands of pounds a year on punctuality and politeness, chances are they're not really values for you. And when you get clear on those things, again, you can live your life in line with them much more readily. And you can forget about the other stuff that society or your parents or someone else told you was important, things that you feel maybe you should care about, but actually deep down you don't. And it's absolutely fine to not. No values are any more inherently better or more important or more noble than anyone else's. If it's something that you value and is important to you, that's all you need to know. I have a list directly in front of me now. I can see it on my office wall of what I've determined to be my values, and I very much live my life in line with them. The main one for me, being able to provide for and support my family, my children particularly. And I know I do that really well. Not just financially, but the amount of time and energy and focus I can give them. I do 10 drop offs and pickups at school per week. I've never missed a single sports event, parents' evening, match, etc., ever in their lives. So I know I'm living my life in line with that value. And other stuff that I'm not doing so well at is less important. If it takes away from my ability to do that, it doesn't really matter. So the key to your happiness, get clear on your values. Not what you kind of think you should hold to be important, not what someone else told you was important, what you really think is important, and look at how the different decisions in life help you live life in line with that. So for me, exercise is a means to generate energy and endurance, a way to then continue to provide for my kids and for you guys who I value. It enables me to have the ability to do what I want to with my life. It's not about looking nice in front of the mirror like it was 15 years ago. It's about being able to have the energy and the mental space and the focus to do all those things that are important to me. And the decision of whether or not I exercise is a very different conversation in my head to shall I go and do a workout so I look better on the beach in 6 months' time. So in short, get clear on your values. If you're not clear, actually look at how you already spend a lot of those finite resources of time, focus, conversation, money, space, all those things. Where you put them now at the moment will give you an indicator as to what you value. And the more you're aware of that and the more you look at how the different decisions in your life tie into that, the more you'll be able to live a life in line with your values and the more readily happiness will come.